Do your ankles feel heavy by the end of the day? Not just a little tired. I'm talking about shoes suddenly feeling tighter, deep sock marks around the ankles, legs that feel swollen, stiff, or uncomfortable by evening. A lot of adults over 60 experience this regularly, and many assume it's simply part of getting older. But persistent swelling often tells us something important about circulation, especially after long hours of sitting, standing, or reduced movement. A woman named Margaret, age 68, once told me evenings had become her least favorite part of the day. By dinner time, her ankles felt so swollen she wanted to elevate her legs immediately. She had already tried cutting salt, soaking her feet, and drinking more water. Some things helped temporarily, but the swelling kept returning. That's because swelling is often connected to circulation patterns, fluid balance, and vein support over time. Not just one single cause. And after 60, blood vessels and veins naturally become less efficient at moving fluid upward against gravity. That's why swelling tends to collect around the ankles and lower legs first. Now here's the encouraging part. Certain nighttime habits may help support circulation and comfort much more effectively than people realize. And the best results often come from combining several small habits together. Not extreme measures, not panic, just smart supportive routines before bed. The first thing many people overlook is mineral balance, especially magnesium and potassium. These minerals help support muscle relaxation, hydration balance, and healthy fluid movement throughout the body. And many older adults are simply not getting enough through daily nutrition. A man named Robert, age 71, realized most of his meals were built around convenience foods with very little potassium-rich produce, very little hydration, very little mineral balance. After gradually improving hydration and adding more magnesium-rich foods and potassium-rich options into his routine, he noticed his legs felt lighter in the evenings. Not perfect overnight, just noticeably better over time. That's how many supportive circulation changes happen, gradually. Now let's talk about temperature and circulation. One surprisingly helpful habit for some people involves alternating warm and cool water on the feet and lower legs. Warm water encourages blood vessels to relax and open. Cool water encourages them to tighten again. That alternating pattern may help stimulate circulation and reduce feelings of heaviness in the legs. Now this does not need to be extreme. No painfully cold water, no aggressive ice baths. Gentle contrast is enough. A woman named Carol, age 66, started ending her evening shower by briefly rinsing her lower legs with cooler water. That small habit alone made her legs feel more refreshed before bed. Again, small routines matter, especially repeated consistently. Now here's one of the most overlooked circulation habits after 60. Movement before bed. Not intense exercise, simple movement. Many people sit for hours during the evening, then immediately lie down. The body becomes stagnant, fluid settles downward, circulation slows. One of the simplest things people can do is elevate the legs briefly while gently flexing the ankles and calves. A retired teacher named Helen, age 70, started spending 5 minutes each evening lying comfortably with her legs slightly elevated against pillows. While resting there, she slowly flexed and pointed her feet repeatedly. Nothing complicated, but she noticed her legs felt less tight before sleep and more comfortable in the mornings. That's because calf muscles play an important role in circulation. Some people even call them the body's second pump because they help move blood and fluid upward through the legs. And after 60, many adults simply aren't activating those muscles enough throughout the day. Now let's talk about something else that deserves attention: massage. Gentle upward massage of the lower legs may help support circulation and relaxation in some people. The key word here is gentle, not painful pressure, not aggressive rubbing. Slow upward motion toward the heart. Some people enjoy using simple oils or lotions because the routine itself becomes calming before sleep. And honestly, relaxation matters more than most people realize. Stress and tension affect circulation too. A woman named Sandra, age 69, described her evening leg massage routine as finally slowing down after carrying tension all day. That sentence matters, because many people carry stress physically without realizing it. Tight muscles, shallow breathing, poor circulation, restless sleep. The body absorbs all of it. Now here's another important point. Not all compression socks are the same. Some stronger medical compression garments are designed specifically for daytime use and may not always feel appropriate overnight unless recommended by a healthcare provider. That's why comfort matters. Some people prefer lighter supportive socks in the evening for gentle circulation support. But anything that feels painfully tight or leaves deep marks deserves attention. Circulation should feel supported, not restricted. Now let's discuss one habit that quietly makes swelling worse for many people: drinking large amounts of fluid immediately before bed. A lot of adults spend the entire day underhydrated, then suddenly drink several large glasses of water late at night. That pattern may leave the body struggling to regulate fluid efficiently overnight. Steady hydration earlier in the day often works much better. And reducing large evening fluid intake may help some people feel less heavy and swollen overnight. Again, this is about rhythm. The body responds well to rhythm. Regular movement, steady hydration, gentle circulation support, relaxation before sleep. These things work together quietly. Now let's continue with one of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to improve circulation after 60. They focus only on the visible swelling. But the body works as a system. Sleep quality, movement, stress, hydration, circulation, all of it connects together. A man named Daniel, age 72, once told me he spent years trying different creams and foot soaks without much lasting improvement. But when he finally changed his evening routine as a whole, things began shifting gradually. Earlier dinners, gentle movement after meals, less sitting for long periods, better hydration during the daytime instead of late at night. The result was not dramatic overnight, but within several weeks, his legs felt noticeably lighter by bedtime. That's something important to remember. The body often improves quietly before changes become obvious. Now let's talk briefly about sitting posture. Many adults spend hours every evening sitting with crossed legs or curled positions that reduce healthy circulation through the lower body. And after 60, blood flow tends to become more sensitive to prolonged compression and inactivity. A simple adjustment can matter more than people think. Feet flat on the floor, changing positions regularly, standing up every 30 to 45 minutes, gentle calf movement, small things, but repeated consistently. A retired accountant named Louise, age 67, started setting a quiet timer in the evening, reminding her to stand and move for 2 minutes every half hour. That was it, nothing extreme. But she noticed her evening stiffness gradually became less intense over time. Movement acts like support for circulation, and the body was designed to move regularly, even gently. Now let's discuss sleep position, because many people never think about it. Some side sleepers place pressure directly on one leg for hours. Others sleep with knees twisted or ankles compressed awkwardly. Small circulation restrictions repeated night after night may contribute to discomfort and stiffness. That's why many people find support pillows helpful. A pillow between the knees. Slight elevation under the calves. Better alignment. Comfort supports circulation too, and better circulation often supports better sleep. Now here's something many people underestimate completely. Inflammation. Not dramatic inflammation you can immediately see. Low-level chronic inflammation. Processed foods. Poor sleep. Stress. Long periods of inactivity. All of these may influence how heavy, swollen, or uncomfortable the legs feel over time. That's why supportive nutrition matters for circulation too. A woman named Janet, age 70, noticed her swelling became worse after several days of highly processed salty foods. Not because one meal caused everything, but because the body responds to patterns. And honestly, that idea appears again and again in healthy aging. Patterns matter. What happens repeatedly matters. Now let's return briefly to evening relaxation, because many older adults overlook how strongly stress affects physical tension. Tight muscles and shallow breathing can influence circulation more than people realize. That's why calming evening routines often help in multiple ways simultaneously. Better breathing, better sleep, less tension, less nervous system overload. A retired nurse named Patricia, age 73, started treating her evenings differently. Less television late at night, more quiet time, gentle stretching, soft music, better sleep routine. And interestingly, her legs stopped feeling as restless by bedtime. Again, the body responds to supportive signals. Now here's another important reminder. Persistent or sudden swelling should never be ignored completely, especially if swelling appears suddenly, becomes painful, affects only one leg, or is associated with breathing discomfort or unusual symptoms. That's where medical evaluation matters. Because while mild circulation-related swelling is common with aging, the body still deserves attention when something changes significantly. Awareness matters. Now, before we finish, let's simplify everything into a realistic evening circulation routine. First, focus on hydration earlier in the day, instead of large amounts late at night. Second, include gentle movement and calf activation in the evening, instead of long, uninterrupted sitting. Third, consider light leg elevation and ankle movement before bed. Fourth, create calming nighttime routines that help the nervous system relax. And finally, pay attention to patterns. What makes swelling worse? What improves comfort? How does your body respond? Because your body is constantly giving feedback, the goal is learning how to listen to it better. Now let me leave you with this thought. Healthy circulation after 60 is not about forcing the body, it's about supporting it consistently. Gentle movement, better rhythm, less stagnation, more awareness. Small habits repeated every evening often create meaningful, long-term comfort. And comfort matters, sleeping better matters, walking comfortably matters, feeling lighter matters. Those things affect quality of life deeply. Your body has carried you through decades of life. It deserves support, it deserves patience, and it's never too late to improve the routine surrounding it. One final reminder before we finish. Everything shared here is general educational information and should never replace medical guidance. If swelling becomes severe, sudden, painful, or persistent, it's important to speak with a qualified healthcare professional for proper evaluation.